Hello and welcome to Floyd Models Kit Review Time. Today we've got Special Hobby's latest release. This is the 172nd A-12A bomber. Certainly a 1930s icon, especially when you see it in either the silvers or the yellow and the blue. So something a little bit different about this one. Again, nice little bit of box art on the front, as you can see. So we've got yellow wings over America. As I say, that's sort of, post World War II or interwar colour scheme that they seem to have. And again, it's one of those things, I call it sort of bordering on wacky races, because you can see various things going on down in here. But apparently it was quite a first, this particular one. It was the A10, I think, before it became the B-12. And again, it was the first one to have sort of a front turret actually covered, well, almost like a greenhouse on the front. And obviously metal construction, all the usual bits and pieces. So it's quite a pioneer back in its day. So again, really nice that Special Hobby have done a new tooled version of this one. So running around on the box, you can see we've got 4 in the yellow and the blues, and obviously we have got 1 silver one as well, so depending which one you want to do. Kit number for this one is SH72446, and to be honest, there's not a lot on the rest of the box, as you might imagine, but some little QR codes and things. So in the box we are greeted by, stand up, we've got the obligatory little instruction booklet we look at. We've got 1 bag with the parts in just like that. Okay, as always, we'll start with the booklet first. So down into here, you've obviously got your parts all done. We can expect obviously different variants, things like that, because again, we've got some of these that are showing you the parts that aren't used. All right, so keep an eye out for those ones. And again, down in here, you've got your identifiers for the actual part numbers, because on some of them, they're not shown on the sprue, but you've got them all down in here, so you can see which each one is down in there. It does point out we do get a nice bit of photo etch as well, which is a nice touch. All right, so going straight down into this one, we've got the various areas down here in the cockpit. So we've got some of that photo etch is obviously going to be glued in place down in here. And again, various bits going down to make up the instrument panel. So in all of those areas, we've got the rear one with the instrumentation going down in there. And again, all the different areas you'd make up with the actual fuselage with the cockpit. And again, looks like it is a top to bottom clamshell effect, which I wasn't expecting, which is going to be very nice because it's corrugated. All right. And then again, loads of detail going on down in here. You've got all the various parts making up for these ones. So obviously we've got the cockpit sections and all the various parts being fitted down here. Again, we've got the photo etch for the seats and for the things down in there as well. Good colour call-outs all the way through. And then, as I said before, we've got like a wing spar going down in the middle, which is very nice. And then we've obviously got the clamshell type set going top to bottom, gluing those in. Tails go in, tail planes being put on, and rudder and things like that. So that's very nice. Then over to the main gear. It's a little bit simple down in here. But again, you've got the various options, I assume. But you probably could do it gear up or gear down. But again, it's showing you down the gear town. So we've got the upper wheel well, obviously are covered as well as those going down in there. Then obviously we've got the 2 wing halves going together to sandwich those down. Top of the engine cowlings going on. And then again, we've got some nice details down in here for the engine. So we've got these nice radial engines. And again, you could obviously display them open or closed if you wanted to. But nice diagram showing there for the layout of how it should be. Pipes and things and scoops being fitted down onto the actual engines themselves. Wing section being put on there as well, so if you wanted to do that one as well. And then you've got all the glazing work, and probably highly recommended. I do think it comes with the kit. I think it's aftermarket down in there, but if you wanted to, there is an aftermarket mask set for it. And when you've got glazing on this scale and this amount, I would highly recommend that. That'll save a lot of sort of time and hassle doing all of that lot. Anyway, clear parts all being installed in down into there. All the radio equipment. We've got the tyres going on, the last minute bits and pieces for the gear, and then that'll complete your build. Markings for this one, as said, 1935. We've got the 7th Bombardment Group in California. We've got another one from California. And again, we've probably got another one from California. So yes, all of those are the same. And then we've got one from Alabama, which is for the tactical school. And again, Maxwell Field in 1937, if you did want to do it in silver. So some nice colourful options down in there, as you can see, all the way through. And some of the other bits and pieces they do. So we've got 1 bag down in here. Zip our way in. We are greeted by, we've got that little bit of photo etch, which is teeny tiny. And unfortunately, ours has got a bit of a dent on it where it's moved in. But you can see you have to, I can probably do that now. We'll flatten that out just a little bit. But there we go. We have got really nice, tiny little lap belts, harnesses, things like that all the way through. And again, some little pieces down in there. The decals themselves, right down in here. So again, basically it's only 2 marking options and then obviously identifying for each aircraft, which is fair enough down in there. And we've got the decals making up for the instrument panels and those types of things down in there like that. So on the plastic, we have, as I say, we've got the fuselage halves, and again, being a clamshell design, and you have got this thing with this where it's corrugated. So if you can see the top half, it's corrugated, which is great, because if they've done it down the middle, you've got to try and seam fill and stuff like that through corrugated, and that is not going to be fun at all. So again, really nice design how they've done this. Again, we've spoken about this before. It's a limited run kit. It's got a little bit of flash on it. The usual things are going to need clean up and stuff like that. A little bit there, I don't know what that's from. But again, if you look at the details on the tails and on the actual vertical tail, as well as the horizontals, again, details down on the inside. Got a little bit of framework going all the way through the inside, which looks really, really nice. And again, on the other one, you can see all of those down there. But you might notice it's a little bit flashy. The plastic is actually pretty hard stuff, so there's not a massive amount of sink marks in it that I've seen yet, but there is the odd little mark. So you're just going to be a little bit careful as you're going around doing these. But as you can see, the underside of this is actually very, very well detailed, and it's proper, yeah, nice and sharp and crisp. All right, so there we go. It's a fuselage halves. Then we've got down in here, we've got the props, we've got the wheels, we've got the back of those engines, the front of the engines, I should say. So again, very, very nice indeed. Engine cowlings. Again, recessed details. Just needs a little bit of cleanup. It's a little bit rough. Honestly, a little bit of a cleanup. And there's not a zillion parts here to do that, so that would be quite nice as well. And then again, if we work down in here, you can see these engines. They'll take a wash, absolutely lovely. We've got the bulkheads, we've got the defensive guns, we've got the wheel, all the various bulkheads being fitted down in there as well, which is really nice. We've got that wing spar, which is very short, but again, because of the actual wheel wells, you can't go much further. And again, some of the internals with the floor details, things like that. We've actually got the instrument panel, which has got little bezels, which work really, really well with the decals that come with it. So again, very nice indeed. And last up, we have the wings. And these are really very, very nice. You can see we've actually got very nice details on these. So we've got a mixture of raised and recessed details all the way over, which is very nice indeed. And the same for the lower wing. But you can probably see on there, it's a little bit rough. Probably you could do with a really nice coat of smooth primer on there, or perhaps a little bit of a polish up before you get in there with paint if you're doing it more in the metal finishes, for sure. With the yellows and blues, I think you'd be fine. But again, really nice detail on all of those. Last up, we've got the clear sprue. So lots of glass work on here. So I'm hopeful, which it is. So the clear stuff is all got really nice sharp edges onto this one. So if you did want to self-mask, you could probably put it in there and then rub it all in. But honestly, with the amount that it needs, I think a mask set, pretty much a must on this one. For the sake of spending £7–10 on a mask set, it will just save you so much hassle of trying to cut them in there yourself and get them all in. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And there you have it. It's a really nice little kit. Again, classic 1930s era is playing that sort of bygone era of it all. Really nice and colourful, even if you went into the sort of metal finish as well and did it that way. Interesting way they've done it with the clamshell design, top and bottom, stuff like that. And again, the detail in all the areas and the internal framings on a 32nd scale kit is absolutely gorgeous. It is a short run kit. There is a few little things with it, a little bit of tidy up, stuff like that. But anybody with a sanding stick and a little bit of time can really turn this into something really, really nice. Anyway, that is the Special Hobby 172nd B-12A bomber.